for this week. If you look at the STAM now, of course, as I said, I do this generally on a Saturday morning, and we live in a world, or rather, we're going through a year where a fair bit of stuff comes out over the weekend, and I think what will happen is that we are dealing with the sort of shenanigans of the US EU deal, which we'll look at in the next slide. But things are going to change. But what we can see is of relevance is if I look at sterling here, look at that, bang, pretty much all right, all of it are selling environments. That's telling us the weakness that is there in sterling, especially when you compare it to basically, euro. Who's the only one the euro is not in a buy environment against? Well, that's against the Swiss franc. Right, not really a massive shock there, and then it's a kind of a mixed picture with the condols. That's what we're looking at there. As I said, we're going to look at the strength and weakness, but this is these are the hourly charts of euro from yesterday. All right, so we've got euro CAD, euro Aussie, euro sterling, euro dollar, euro yen, euro Swiss, euro Kiwi, and the DAX. And basically, you can see pretty much from the open, it's all one-way traffic, isn't it? And that was the market's response to the US EU deal. Basically, I think it's fair to say that Trump absolutely rolled von der Leyen and the rest of the EU. And this is what happens when you have weak, ineffective, incompetent politicians doing your negotiating for you. All right, von der Leyen was clearly, and a team clearly out of the depth, not used to actually having to negotiate with with someone who's kind of like bigger, smarter, better, all right, like Trump. So hence why the deal was such a shocker for Europe. Hence why the markets, as you can see, and you can see what the markets thought of it. Literally, yesterday's trade was, I was out for a good part of the day, but literally the morning trade was literally get up, short the euro as much as you could, and ride that as far as you could, because clearly the response was just such a shock. And there you go, you can see, the politicians can grandstand all they want, and they can basically mince around, okay, and put out social media posts about what a great deal it is. The reality is, the market is the truth, isn't it? And that's people who put their money where their mouth is, and from that you can see exactly what the score is there. So yeah, so von der Leyen is now coming out saying about how the rest of the EU, are chuffed to have a deal, and how all of the rest of the countries are going to be behind it and love it. But actually, if you read what the other individual countries are saying, they're all saying, "Why did we get this Egypt to do the negotiate? Would have been far better off if we'd have just negotiated as individual countries." So yeah, there you go. A little bit of fracture there in Europe. What a shocker! All right, what a shocker. They're just hopeless. But anyway, let's not get Paul onto his middle-aged man rant already. So anyway, but you can see that was the immediate reaction there, and we'll look at that more when we look at the live charts in a minute.